All power to the people.
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 We are the people.
We are the people.
And we are the many.
And we are the many.
I am activist Jasmine Smith, and I am honored to be a co-chair of the CFIS, which stands for Campaign to Free Incarcerated Survivors of Police Torture and Wrongful Convictions.
Woo!
I am an executive member of the Chicago Alliance as well. I first came to the organization in 2022 at the beginning of the Anthony Gay campaign, Free Anthony Gay.
Free Anthony Gay.
I came to find a way to support 18 men who had been wrongfully convicted by corrupt Sergeant Brian P. Forberg, a disciple of the torture commander John Burge, and a member of his notorious Midnight Crew. I came because of my two loved ones who have been kidnapped by the police. One has been gone 13 years and the other 16 years. Their daily calls to me about torturous conditions that they were facing in prison put the fire of justice in me. I joined this movement because it was my God's divine connection and purpose and destiny. One day I asked Frank Chapman if I could use corporate office space to do work around fighting for my loved ones. Of course he said yes, as long as I was organizing. They eventually invited me to CFIS meetings with other family members fighting for justice for their loved ones. When I started attending the CFIS meetings regularly, my fight for my loved ones became a collective fight for all our loved ones. Seeing my determination, I was eventually invited by everybody to become one of the co-chairs of CFIS, which I proudly accepted. During my time as a co-chair, we have worked on several cases and fought for many people like Rico Clark, a young man who was wrongfully convicted despite zero physical evidence and recanting witnesses, and his brother Lester Owens, who is also wrongfully convicted. Their cases, which are 90% alike, with no physical evidence and recanting witnesses, was put on them by the hands of corrupt Sergeant Brian P. Forberg, his partner Kevin Everly, and his late wife, who was an assistant state's attorney. If you can imagine, people like Tamar Russell, a young man wrongfully sentenced to 45 years, despite having been at home with his mother at the time when the crime was committed and the witnesses recanted their coerced statements. Freedom all.
Freedom all.
Many of these cases are linked together because they are the work of certain dirty cops with patterns and practice of torture, coercion, fabricating evidence, and lying in court. One of these officers is Sergeant Brian P. Forberg, one of CPD's active highest paid officer.
Boo!
After a year of pressure campaigns and constant actions, we have succeeded in exposing Forberg's name and crimes.
Woo!
Attracting the attention of the media and the legal community in a big way. We accomplished that and more that I can't speak on at the moment, but there will be more coming soon. In this year and a half of me being an activist, yeah, I said a year and a half, I've learned a lot, and my determination and willpower has grown even stronger for the fight for justice despite the tremendous sacrifices that I have had to make. Deciding to fight back doesn't cost a dime, and people power gets the job done every time.
Woo!
I've never directly experienced what our ancestors experienced, but this struggle has connected me to them. Fighting for my loved ones has awakened the Harriet Tubman within me.
Woo!
As I fight against the modern-day slavery system that is holding so many of our people hostage in those God-forsaken slave ships that they call prisons. As Harriet Tubman said, and I quote, "I was the conductor of the Underground Railroad for 8 years, And I can say what most conductors can't say. I've never ran a train off track, and I never lost a passenger. And just this year and a half, every shot I've taken against the corrupt system for the survivors that we are advocating for has landed on my intended targets.
Woo!
From the government, the police attorney, the wardens, the media, and the corrupt, low-down, dirty pigs themselves.
Yeah.
I will leave you all with two quotes from Harriet. The first one is, and I quote, "I had reasoned this out in my mind, that there was one of two things I had a right to, liberty or death. If I could not have one, I would have the other." She also taught us, never wound a snake, kill it. The snake